Hello, hello, hello. All right, we're on. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Let me turn this down. All right, we're on. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Where are we? Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday, guys. Welcome back. I hope it's Thursday already. Where are these? Where is the time going, guys? Where is the time going? Let me bring this up a little bit. There we go. All right, awesome. Gold with the great move yesterday, guys. The week flies by. I know, man. I know the weeks are going very, 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 very fast. Very, very fast. Audio, video, good, awesome. Thank you, man. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. If any of you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for the past 7 years and mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. So we'll look at gold this morning, guys. Let me just bring this out a little bit zoomed in here. We'll look at gold. We'll have a look at NQ. We will recap some of the moves that gold had yesterday because it was an absolutely fantastic day trading gold yesterday. Any of you guys who were here, what did we speak about yesterday, guys? We spoke about price if we break to the upside coming for these highs. And it was an absolutely beautiful, beautiful day. And yeah, it looks like some of you guys did get the buys yesterday, which was fantastic. I know you guys on Zoom got it. Do you guys on YouTube, did you get the longs from yesterday? We called them longs yesterday to absolute perfection. I made about $1,000 yesterday. I took it at 1 mini, and pretty much as I closed it around these highs here, I think it just ripped like 200 ticks in like a couple of minutes. I was like, wow, that was fast. Pretty much like as I closed the trade, I think I started to close it around like, where did I close it? I closed it around 54.2. So I closed it around here, and then pretty much, yeah, pretty much as I closed the trade, you know, I took 100 ticks, but I was like, oh, that's pretty good. 100 ticks, that's nice. See how we react to this house. And pretty much as I closed it, yeah, within literally like minutes, we had the crazy push, which was very nice because it was what we were talking about, where most people would have been trying to short this. So most people trying to short gold yesterday, we were buying up into where most people were trying to sell. So that is what gave gold that absolutely phenomenal push yesterday. And it was a very, very, very good day to trade gold. Very, very good day to trade gold. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what we got for today. So let me just have a look here. Let me just see if some of you guys on, let's see if you guys on YouTube got the trade from yesterday as well. We called it perfectly. Made 2.2k. Nice, 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 nice. Still holding. Wow, amazing. For which move? The move from yesterday. The move from yesterday. Definitely watch the Asia market call because I covered exactly where I got in and why. Even if you don't trade Asia, it's very important to watch them calls. I explained it, yeah. And if you go to the Asia market call I posted in Discord yesterday, definitely give it a watch. Like I say, even if you don't trade Asia, it's important because I explained exactly everywhere I got in and why. And speaking of Asia call, also great call here in Asia today, guys. We also said in Asia for you guys on Zoom, now Asia market call for price to come down and tag these lows before going higher. Well, again, it's exactly what you did. You came down, hit these lows, and filled a whole entire 320 tick range. So we called it absolutely perfectly here. So great call in the markets yesterday, great call in the markets in Asia today as well. And yeah, we'll see what we get for London. Gold's having a great move. We're back above 4,200, which is huge, absolutely huge. It's looking like gold's coming up for a very, very, very big run again. You know, we held below 4,000 for, I think, less than a week, if that. Even, yeah, the weekly never broke back below 4,000, and now we're just seeing this continued push. So is this going to be the start of where we see gold back to some new all-time highs before the end of the year? Maybe. This is a huge, huge, huge recovery here on gold, which is very, very, very nice to see. Very nice to see. So let's get rid of some of these levels. You guys know the levels got hit perfectly yesterday. Absolutely perfectly. I'll get rid of this. I'll also get rid of these highs. You guys who trade in Asia. Asia levels called perfectly. Now, with where gold is right now, you know, we do kind of have to probably expect today is going to be a little bit of a range day. You know, gold's up almost 1,000 ticks again. 950 ticks is absolutely huge. So, you you know, we would imagine gold is probably going to range somewhere in this resistance, somewhere into this support, and potentially even have a bit of a pullback of yesterday's crazy move. So, you know, if you got yesterday's push, amazing. You come onto charts today, you're a lot more relaxed. There's no need to force anything. You know, this is the whole trade we wanted. If we get some trades, fantastic. But you have to be taking advantage of these days here, because this is the real move that we call and talk about. That's the real move you want to be taking now. That doesn't mean we can't take trades here today, but you know, don't come onto the charts today expecting something like this to happen again, because that's not how the markets are going to move. You have to always see it from that neutral perspective. You know, you have that great move up on Monday. You range from Tuesday pretty much all the way until Wednesday. You have that breakout. Well, guess what? You'll probably do the same thing again. So, you know, if you didn't get this move up here yesterday, don't try and expect and chase that that's going to happen again, because it absolutely doesn't need to. Let's have a look. I'm going to take this trade. Made most of it back. Nice, Patrick. Nice. What time are we on there? 30 minute. 30 minute. Took the longs. I mean, it's not bad, but look to the left. You're buying right into massive resistance. You're buying into big resistance. I can see what you mean, though. You know, I can see. You know, you got some nice some highs up here. You could come and tag if you're just playing the range. Yeah, that's all right. I can see that trade. The good thing is you did grab some downside before taking the trade, which is nice. So I'll probably wait for this candle to close and then maybe buy this 7 a.m. candle. Or would that be up into the highs? I mean, still 100 ticks. Yeah, still that's a good trade. You would just have to manage that trade pretty aggressively, because, like I say, as soon as you hit this resistance, you know, you could potentially roll back over because you have had a great move. Yeah, I closed my longs that we took yesterday at break even. Here I took like 2 break evens yesterday, closed at break even, then I got back in the New York session. Yeah, of course 70 as well. Break even, yeah, break even there is good, to be honest, man. You'd have to be aggressive with the break even there, especially because, you know, you have also, you know, you've almost pushed up 1,000 ticks. You're very likely just going to play a range today, which is fine. You know, playing a range doesn't mean we can't trade. You know, if you measure this range here in gold, it's a 350 tick range. This is a great range to trade. So we can absolutely still look for positions in here. But you know, the nice move is this one that came in yesterday in New York. It's an absolutely great move. Asian market calls are just inside the Traders Club, man. Just inside the Traders Club. Took 2 break evens yesterday, but missed the big trade. Yep, same as me, man. I took 2 break evens yesterday as well. Took 2 break evens and had to give it a third chance, which happens, to be honest. You know, I honestly thought we were going to rip these highs in Asia. So when we jumped on for London, I was surprised to see this. So yeah, it did take its time to get there. But yeah, that's the market sometimes. You know, sometimes you do have to give your trade 2 to 3 chances, but you want to be doing it with logic, not through emotions. Where a lot of people, you know, they'll get stopped out on a trade and they'll take a break even, and now all of a sudden start jumping back in from an emotional perspective. Whereas for me, you know, I took 2 break evens yesterday, and then my actual setup, you know, we took a break even at 9 o'clock London time. Then my trade didn't come till 1:30. So you get back in when the time is right. I agree. It definitely has been. It's not been the easiest of ranges to play. You know, especially when you see these liquidity levels on gold. Usually from here, you would just absolutely rip it. I kind of agree, man. I kind of agree. Nice. Cool, 70, nice. Yeah, NQ. We'll have a look at NQ. Absolutely. So, obviously for gold, let's have a look. So daily is extremely bullish. You know, we're breaking back above 4150, back above 4200. Could we see gold coming all the way back up into 4250? Wouldn't be too surprising. Now, if we're going to see the longs back up into 4250, I would expect London could have a little bit of a pullback, if not a little bit of a potential range. I mean, look at this hourly. Look at this. You came down, grabbed lows. You're kind of already breaking out here. So do you need to pull back more than this? Maybe not. That's already a pretty decent. You've broken it. You've held it. You've grabbed lows. Could you push from here? Maybe. I'd like to see a potential bottom wick at the London Open and see if we can take this higher. You know, I look at this daily time frame and I go, okay, cool. Well, look how much we have pushed since Sunday. Since the open on Sunday, gold is up 2,200 ticks. So I can pretty much confidently write any downside off on gold. I have no desire to short gold. Gold's up 2,000 plus ticks. So my job coming into the market, same as yesterday, is very simple. I'm just looking for longs, which has kind of been my whole bias this week, is I'm just buying gold. So I can pretty much eliminate half of the hard part, which is I'm not looking for shorts. Now, does that mean price can't potentially pull back? Of course, price could pull back, but that just means it's maybe not my trade. I'm not really looking to short against gold after a 2,000 tick push up, because that can be a massive tilt trigger. You know, you see this doji candle, you think, okay, cool, the highs are in, it's time to go short, but you keep pushing higher and you miss out on the easy continuation trades. So for me, I want to look for the trades that make my life as easy as possible. And when you have gold up 2,200 ticks, that's continuing to follow. Follow the markets, don't fight them. What if we break out the highs overnight, then possibly come back to last month's high? What do you mean, man? What if we break the highs? What do you mean, what if? That'd be pretty nice. I don't know what you mean. What if we come for the highs? Then that'll be a pretty decent move. I'm not too sure what you mean, man. I mean, can you break the highs and trade it? Yeah, maybe it's pretty far away right now. I'm not really looking to, you know, that's all the way back at 4,400. Right now we're at 4,200. Don't worry about what's another 1,000 plus ticks away. You know, that's 2,000 ticks away. I'm not really too concerned about what's up there. But if that happens, yeah, that sounds pretty good. That's pretty good to me. I would like to take that. So yeah, gold, we'll see London opening, guys. If we can get a little bit of pullback, there is potential longs. Let's have a look at NQ, see what we got NQ for the day. I didn't trade NQ yesterday. That was that little long in London. Remember we called that, I didn't take that trade, but we called that long for price to come up and hit these liquidity levels, because we said that's where, you know, what we said yesterday, very likely a lot of people will be trying to short here in NQ, put their stops here, here, and potentially here. So hit the first two liquidity levels and had a pretty decent sell-off. So again, they got hit perfectly. Like I said, I didn't trade NQ yesterday. I traded gold. Gold was much, much, much nicer. But how do we close yesterday? Let's get rid of these levels. We do still have some nice upside levels. I'm going to bring this level here on NQ to about 25,880 is a nice level. Good morning, guys. Good morning, man. Good morning. 25,500 is still massive support on NQ. Very, 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 very big support, which looks like we're still going to hold pretty well. So I would like NQ to push back up into this 25,750 level. And if you do get up into here and look like you're going to break it, then you could also fill this whole entire range here as well, which would actually be very nice. So I wouldn't really be too interested in selling NQ, because I feel like if I was to short NQ, you know, I would be shorting right into major support, which I don't really like the look of. Unless you were to break back below, then into New York, that could be a very good trade, because you could potentially get shorts all the way back down into 25,500. So I would say if you can break this support on NQ, you could have a decent short. Otherwise, if you hold above here, I wouldn't mind to see this come for a bit of a pullback into that 25,750 level. You're already having a pretty decent sell-off here. Look at this, you just came up. Hasn't really, you know, we always see, quite a lot of NQ having them big moves pre-London, but you haven't really moved that much today, so you're starting to get a bit of volume here. If you break out, yeah, I mean, you can maybe come down and retest these lows, play this range again, same as gold. You know, look to play the range. Well, the range is from here to here right now. So if you close this bearish, yeah, you can maybe come down and test these lows if it's a worthwhile risk to reward to trade. 30 points, not bad. I think gold could be nicer. Last month I did my first money from trading, 8K USD. Nice. Now last days I can't trade right on my XFA. I don't know what I have to do. As in like you can't trade right, as in like you are not taking good trades after an 8K last month. Is that what you mean, man? London's open in about 12 minutes here. About 12 minutes. Why 100 and no 150? I just prefer the hundreds. I would pretty much trade the same size, so I just like to trade the hundreds. I feel like I can get good enough trades in the hundreds. I was even trading the 50s for a while, to be honest. I just like the round numbers on hundreds. I just find it easier to figure out what sizing I should be using, etc. I've had 150s before, but yeah, I like the hundreds. I like the hundreds. Even the 50s are great, you know. You can get great payouts and great consistency even just trading 50s. I like the hundreds. 4 hour here on gold. Look at this 4 hour, guys. Great 4 hour morning star play here. Huge breakout. Gold could see some decent upside here. Before we get this London Open, let's have a quick look. Do we have any news today? Oh, are we ending the government shutdown? US House approves bill to end the government shutdown. Wow, when did that happen? During Asia? 2 a.m. my time, look at that. Okay, announced during Asia. So that's why we got to see what's going on while we jump on it, guys. Look at this. Yep. Okay. Interesting, I didn't see that. Wow. Yeah, now during Asia. Yeah, nice, cool. So, drop 200 ticks. Yeah, crazy. That's crazy. So what do we have today then? Do we have we still don't have any calendar news in, but that could bring in some pretty decent volume into the markets. That could bring in some pretty decent volume. But news-wise, there's nothing really scheduled in. Nothing really today, nothing really tomorrow. But if we do get that end of shutdown, then we'll be back to all the fun, back to NFP fun. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, ending the longest US shutdown in history. That's pretty crazy. Wow. Historical time to be in the markets. If you guys have never traded for a shutdown, that's pretty cool. So see, we've got London Open about 10 minutes here, guys. We'll see if we get a wick here on gold. See if we're going to come up and grab this double top. As long as this hasn't been grabbed in the currency, this looks pretty good. How do I like the double top target? 43.98. 43.98. On gold, 43.98. Oof. $43.90, I'm not too sure, man. Yeah, we got London Open 8 minutes. 15 lows grab, nice. And you guys have the currency chart? Have we grabbed these highs? If you haven't grabbed these highs, there's a potential breakout here. Cool, nice one, Mikey, nice. Yeah, 43.98. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's. You're thinking too far ahead. I'm trying to day trade here, but that's almost 2,000 ticks away. That's just like saying if we break back below 450, do I think we could come down to 2,000? Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. Anything can happen. You know, we're not trying to think that far ahead. You're trying to think about what's happening right now. Don't worry about like what's all the way down here or what's all the way up here. Just trade in the now. Trade what's right in front of us. What's the most logical place as to what could actually happen here today? Well, 42.50 looks like a pretty decent level. So let's focus on that as opposed to what might happen if we break above 4,300 and then we might come for these highs. If you worry too much about what might happen, you'll miss trading in the now. I'm trying to see what's going to happen in the next hour for me to get a good trade here. Remember we're day trading, not swing trading. But yeah, I mean, of course, if the daily breaks above these key levels, absolutely, just keep buying. I'm not looking for any shorts on gold at all. I'll take 2,000. Yeah, I'll take 2,000 ticks as well. 2,000 ticks would be fantastic. Good morning, man. Late today. Good morning, man. Good morning. Ask about the currency reference. What has to do with Goldie? That's good, man. You can ask absolutely any question. Currency chart is very important because sometimes the currency chart could grab highs or lows more than the futures chart does. So if the currency chart had grabbed these highs, then that could be a reason as to why you may actually see gold have a little bit of a pullback. But if the currency hasn't grabbed highs, then it's still a perfect double top. Yeah, how high it could be looking to go, I'm honestly not really too sure, to be honest, man. It could, if we break these all-time highs, yeah, I guess you could just continue ripping up, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, we'll kind of we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm only saying that because that's one thing I used to do, is I used to be so focused on what might happen, you know, 1,000+ ticks away. But it's like, you know, I want you guys to be focused on what's happening right now. What's right in front of us? What can happen for the next hour? You know, some people are, you know, focused on this. You know, we're trying to trade here, but then some people are worried about, like, well, what about this double bottom all the way back down at 4,100? Well, we're nowhere near that. So let's not worry about what's down here. Let's worry about what we have right in front of us. You know, if we start breaking bearish, then we go, okay, cool. Now these lows could come into play. But, you know, when you're all the way up here, I'm not thinking about what's down here. Same as here. You know, when I'm here, I'm not thinking about what's at, you know, back at 4,400, for example. We want to be seeing what can we do here for the next hour. Yeah, it's not a bad 15-minute flip here. Came down, grabbed the low, trying to break back higher. Yeah, good question. What's important about these 50 levels? These 50 and 100 levels are 500 tick ranges, but it's what gold loves to respect a lot. So you'll see gold bounce off the 4,100s, 4,050, you know, 3,950, 4,000. These are all like psychological levels that price always on gold always gets drawn to, and you'll see it get respected very, very, very well in the higher time frame. You know, you break one level, you come for the next. You break 4,100, you come for 4,150. And look how well these key psychological levels get respected. Very, very, very well. People are gonna move large amounts of money around on gold. You typically get it happening around these big psychological levels. You can see here, look at this. You hold as resistance, massive support. You get some nice fake outs, huge support, big resistance. Yeah, it's something I used to use for swing trading a lot. I used to always use these levels for swing trading, but it also now just helps me for day trading. You know, I kind of know, like, if we're breaking back above, you know, 4,150, where are we likely going to come to next? Well, 4,200. We break above 4,200, where could the daily come to next? 4,250. So they're just big, massive 500 tick ranges, but more so big psychological levels that gold just loves to respect, especially the 100 levels. Sometimes I used to have the 75 and 25 levels in between, but I prefer to focus on these ones now. Nice, yeah, absolutely, man. No, it's a good point. It's okay to think like you might come up there, but like I say, you know, sometimes I just used to talk myself out of trades because I would be thinking too far in advance as to what might happen. But I want you guys to be thinking about what's in the now as opposed to trying to predict too much. So you kind of want to think about, you know, if we do this, then I'll cross that bridge. But I want to think about what's happening right now. Because sometimes you can maybe just overwhelm yourself with a bit too much information. What do you think a trader should do to get a higher win rate? Less risk to reward, higher win rate is going to be the biggest, giving your trades a little bit more breathing room. I personally prefer less risk to reward and a higher win rate. Like, I mean, this is probably a different example, but what's my win rate here? Win rate 70%. I haven't really played this one for long enough, but personally, I can't see everything here, but personally, I prefer to have, this is not very accurate because I haven't traded on this account much. I'm just trying to take this over for another payout, but so don't, this is probably not a good example actually, but for me, like I showed on my other London account, for me, I would be happy with a 1-to-1 to 1.5 to sometimes 1-to-2 risk to reward with a better win rate, more so for the psychological reasons. I just perform much better with a higher win rate. You know, I used to chase the 1-to-4s, the 1-to-5 risk to rewards, you know, sometimes even 1-to-10s, but they would come up a lot less and I would have a lot more losses, and it just kind of affected me mentally. So I do believe a better win rate is better, and sometimes that just means having a little bit less of a risk to reward. But again, remember, risk to reward is never fixed. Risk to reward is dependent on how you performed over the last month. People think risk reward is just because I bought here and I had my stop loss here, that's my average risk reward. No, your average risk reward is how much do you lose on average over the past couple of months, how do you win on average over the past couple of months. Good morning, Aaron. Good morning, man. NQ maybe back down to the VWAP. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, definitely. You definitely could. You could see NQ pull back down into this previous support, previous resistance, previous support, big resistance. So you could easily pull back down. This is about 25,645-ish. You could definitely pull back down to there. I personally, I like the look of gold more. The only thing with NQ is you are playing a little bit of a range. Yeah, reducing the size. Yes, absolutely, Chris. Reducing the size and letting your trades breathe. Let your trades breathe. I don't know if is Jack here? Jack, are you here? No, Jack's not here. But Jack in Discord, look at this, Goldie squeezing high here. Jack in Discord had a great risk to reward, but like a 30% or 35-ish% win rate, and he was struggling a lot mentally. And I actually said to him, well, if you look to decrease that risk to reward a little bit, because again, that's why looking at just risk to reward or just looking at your win rate is not enough to judge if it actually works for you. That's why when some people say, oh, I've got a 70% win rate, say, well, that doesn't really mean too much if you don't know how much you're risking per trade. So for Jack, he had a great risk to reward, and he was very happy with his risk to reward, but he still wasn't really getting the results that he wanted to get. And the main reason is because he couldn't mentally perform. So I said to him, well, if you actually reduce this risk to reward and increase your win rate, you will mentally perform much better. And that's what he did. And that's what he did. And now he's in a way better place. So we got London open here, guys. Let's see. Gold having a pretty decent breakout here. You came down, tagged lows. You've closed nice and bullish. So we may see if gold can continue squeezing higher. This is already a pretty decent push here. You can kind of see you got that nice 15 came down, grabbed the lows, closed above. Could you continue squeezing higher from here on gold? Where's the next sort of intraday levels? Let's have a look here. Where would the next intraday levels be? Let's go 30 minute. Because we are pretty high on gold. Remember, we are very, very high. Buying gold yesterday was great because we were buying into the liquidity levels. But if we have a look at where we are now, I would say around here would be a pretty decent target. It's a pretty decent level to the left. Big fake outs. Nice fake out. Support. Big support. Broke. Resistance. Support. Support. Broke. Resistance. So this 42.31.9 level could be a bit of a magnet here on gold. So if we can get a bit of a pullback, 70 to 80 tick range here on gold, and NQ potentially to come down and squeeze the lows. If you guys look at everything else, feel free to send it over. Doesn't have to just be gold. Doesn't have to just be NQ. We can look at some other markets as well. Silver just printed an all-time high. Nice. Let's have a look. Silver's been having some great runs recently. Silver's been having some very, very, very nice runs. I don't trade silver, but yeah, look at this on silver. Huge, 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 huge. Look how nice these levels play here on silver. What do we do here on silver? Look at this, guys. This is what we were talking about on silver. I haven't just drawn this on. Same as gold. What do we love to do? You find some levels of support. People risk of the previous low. What does price do? Comes down, tags the lows, and now you're having this huge breakout back into all-time highs. So this is a phenomenal run here on silver. Absolutely great run. In terms of new trades on silver, though, yeah, you would want to be careful. Ideally, you'd be buying up and even looking to manage your trades right here. Taking new trades up here would be a little bit tough. So I do think gold's nicer, but this is a phenomenal push. If you guys do trade silver, it's a great, great, great push. Yeah, definitely, Adam. Yeah, definitely. If you wanted to play the range, obviously it's a little bit risky just because you have pushed so much. But in terms of the technicals, yeah, you have a liquidity grab for entry. You have clear targets. The only reason I didn't look to take this one, it's just because this range is pretty tough. Obviously into the highs you got 100 ticks, but you could have easily also held this resistance. So you definitely could have played it. Yeah, it's not the worst trade in the world, that's for sure. You have a liquidity grab, you do have targets. The only thing with this trade, though, is the second you kind of start to hit this resistance, you'd have to manage. So it very well could have just got your break even before pushing. But when you look left and you see how much gold has pushed, you end up buying right at resistance. Yeah, you do have to manage a little bit more aggressively. Look at this guy, gold squeezing here, gold squeezing. Does the spot usually lead price? It doesn't really lead price. It just more so has the liquidity grabs more than the futures chart. How could you identify a possible reversal on gold? Not for going short, but exiting a trade. I'm up 200 ticks. This level that we've just identified here is a pretty strong resistance level. 42.32 is a very big level to the left. Look at this to the left. It's a huge resistance level. Huge. So I would imagine, you know, if I was swing trading this on gold, if I was taking big buys here on gold, even if I was buying in Asia, this level would be a pretty good management / scale out opportunity. This is a big level. I remember how look up how bullish gold's been. Could easily pull back. So I'm not going to say when you should or shouldn't close. I can't obviously give financial advice, but this is a decent level where you could potentially react off. Thoughts on ES? Let's have a look. ES. NQ leaving a bit of a double bottom there. NQ could be nice. ES, so same as NQ, you haven't really grabbed these lows yet. So either ES or NQ to come and tag the lows from Asia at about 3:15 London time. Daily close here on ES. Yeah, to me this still looks very bullish. You know, to me this still looks very bullish. You had a huge morning star play. You've broken back higher. Super simple technicals here. You've broken above some nice support, resistance. You've broken above. You're holding it. So I would, I believe we'll see ES continue to squeeze some new highs, which actually could be a pretty decent play today. So I would be looking for ES to come up into these highs from yesterday. And again, it's the only reason why I wouldn't short this range is because I think upside higher time frame makes the most sense. So you could see this London candle has just closed bearish. So if you can get back above, you could see some nice longs. Could you come down and squeeze some lows before seeing that push? Yeah, absolutely. But overall, same as NQ, you know, you have this big upside liquidity level at 25.885-ish as a big upside target. Oh, nice. Clay's got a long, good man. Beautiful work, man. 15 lows grabbed. Yeah, nice scalp there, man. Very nice trade. Yeah, is that on the 5 minute? You get it on the 5 minute? Is that the 5? Yeah, nice. Yep. Came down, tag lows, closed bullish. What's that? 100 ticks already. Man, gold's having some big moves again. Big moves. Where are we? I'm trying to get back to posting on X as well. I did post the trade from yesterday as well, guys. These are the liquidity levels that we gave in the London session, and that was the trade playing out there nicely as well. So if you guys are on X, I'm trying to remember to post more. I'll post on YouTube and Instagram more, but if you are on X, at the Aaron Trades, remember if you guys tag TopstepTV, tag London Open, I will see your guys' trades as well. Where are we? Hashtag London Open. Let's see if we got any trades in here. Oh, we did one yesterday. Nice. Look at this. There you go. Cool. Nice. Cool. There you go. Nice. Good man. That's what we like to see. So you kind of have to see how gold's going to react around these highs, guys. This is a great push. See you, bro. Dinner time. Nice one, man. See you soon. This is a really nice push here on gold, guys. Really nice push. I do think the nicest trade so far here today has been in this Asian session off the liquidity levels that we gave in the Asia call. You know, you're buying below 4,200, which is good. Buying above 4,200, the risk to reward becomes a bit off. You know, when you actually look at the higher time frame here on gold, you look at this and you go, this is a huge run here. Do I really want to be buying this high? So you should take some intraday trades if you want to. I prefer to look for the high quality hourly time frame trades. In Asia, just any sort of 30-minute closure above. Let's say maybe even here, 3 o'clock. You got great targets. You got closure back above 4,200 We also hit the liquidity level that we gave, which I believe was here. I think that was the liquidity level we gave in the Asian market. So where would I bought this in Asia? Once you close back above 4,200, could have taken that 130 minute and got 130 ticks. Like that's a much nicer trade than trying to trade this high, because you're buying into some much nicer targets. So by the time the 30 closed here, you know, you've got like 30 ticks, whereas here, this 30-minute closure above, I've got about at least 150. So once you came down here, tagged the lows of the liquidity level we gave, broke back above 4,200, that would have been a nice play. That would have been a very nice play. So see how gold reacts into the US session today, guys. Remember, US shutdown ending could bring in some pretty decent volume. Some pretty decent volume. Let me see what else we got on the calendar. Where's my live feed here? Let's have a look. Main events for the day. Nothing on the agenda. He had some GBP news this morning. Oh, look at this gold here. Look at this. To test the October highs, climbs back above 4,200 for the first time in 3 weeks. Yeah, look, I think gold's come back up into the all-time highs. Look at this. Interesting. Like I say, guys, I definitely don't want to be selling gold. But you might ask, why am I not buying gold? To me, it's already had the great push. You know, I was buying gold yesterday into these highs, but now you kind of hit these highs. Unless you're buying from down here, it's kind of tough for me to want to buy this high. By the time London's open to you, you've already broken resistance. You're squeezing. Yeah, it's a very nice push, man. It's a very, very nice push. You're up 100 ticks here already, which is a pretty decent push. Pretty decent push. But if I compare this to the trade that shaped up in Asia, or the trade I took yesterday, obviously the plays yesterday were much nicer. Thinking 33 to short, as it's the neck for the double top. 33. 33. Wait there, man. Which 33, all the way up here. 34,333 as a short. So let me go here. So I think you're meaning this level. 4,333. I believe is, if correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the level you're meaning. If you're not talking about if you're talking about gold. Well, a double top is usually a good level to trade into, but if gold gets to 4,333, if you measure how much you've pushed this week, you would be shorting against a 3,000 tick push up. 3,000 tick push up when gold has been extremely bullish. So, I get, you know, what am I talking about? 4,223, that makes more sense. I was going to say, my apologies, I thought you meant 4,333. So, 42, oh, you mean pretty much where you are now? Well, let me get my level back. Is the level that I said, but even still, you know, I thought we were predicting some crazy reversal from all the way up here. Yeah, if you mean right now, again though, you know, even if you look at what have we done so far this week, you know, if we look at gold, you know, what's the current trend of the week right now on gold? That is an absolute crazy trade, Chris. That's an absolute beautiful trade, man. Chris is long from 42.11.5 in Asia. That's a great trade, man. Absolutely great trade. But yeah, should you short gold here? I get it. I can't tell you if you should or shouldn't short, but I'm going to show you what I believe and what I kind of see right now. Is I look at this and I ask myself, okay, are we bullish or bearish for the week so far? Are we bullish or bearish? What's the play been on gold for pretty much the whole entire year? Well, if we measure the current open on gold, you know, look at this weekly candle. We're into Thursday. Look at this weekly candle. You kind of have to look at this and go, Does this make sense to short, or am I just taking shorts because I maybe didn't get the long up? That's the important question. If you have a reason short, I'm not saying don't short, but for me personally, I got the longs up yesterday. I haven't got the longs up here today, but does that mean I want to start taking sells? The only reason me personally I would be looking at shorts on gold is because I maybe didn't get the push up and I'm trying to force a trade. So personally, if we, let's just delete all of this for a second. Let's keep it super simple here. What have we done here so far? So we have some nice support, we have some nice resistance, and we've held the support, we've broken above the resistance, we're also holding the resistance. So, even on a intraday basis, we can see we're pushing higher. And gold isn't the market that you really want to fight. So, not to say you can't short. If you see a reason to short, don't let me talk you out of it. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But me personally, giving you guys the most neutral perspective ever, to me, this just screams continue buying. Now, that doesn't mean you can't pull back, but personally, I wouldn't be looking to sell gold. It's also one of them trades where if you try and short gold and gold keeps pushing higher, pretty much like yesterday, a lot of people would have been trying to short gold yesterday, but the trend was very bullish and I was continuing to buy gold. If I had shorted gold yesterday and gold continued to break higher, I would look back at my higher time frame and I would go, well, why on earth was I trying to short? You had a huge breakout on Monday. You had many upside targets. That could be something that could potentially send you on tilt. And that's one thing you guys want to get good at, is you want to understand your potential tilt triggers. Well, if gold is up, like I say, 2,200 ticks this year, if I all of a sudden start shorting gold, that could be something that sends me on tilt. Therefore, I'm just simply not going to do it. So I personally would be very careful shorting gold. I'm not saying don't short gold, but me personally, I would be careful shorting gold. I have no opinions as to where gold, I think gold's going to go. All I will do is just trade what I see. And what I see is a 2,200 tick push up, and the intraday just breaking higher and higher and higher. So sometimes we have to trade what's right in front of us, not what we want to see. Unless you get, let's say if you get a huge breakout to the downside, then you can be like, cool, maybe I'm going to short for a bit of a pullback. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. What time frame do I normally execute trades? I usually get my confirmation on 30-minute, and then, a lot of our live trades are taken on the 5-minute. So my higher time frame confirms the move, my hourly, my 30-minute candle closure, then I'll probably look to execute off the 5 or 15. My trade from yesterday was just, I didn't even look at the lower time frame. I took it off the 30-minute here. Once you grab the lows and broke out, that was also the closure of the hourly here. So I just took it from here. I didn't even drop down yesterday. I didn't really feel any need to. But sometimes for the trades that we're taking here together, yeah, I'll look at it on a 5-minute. Let's have a look at NQ, guys. What's NQ up to? So NQ coming down for the lows. NQ coming down for the lows. Yeah. The same to what to look for on gold is the reasons you would have bought here, the reasons you would have bought here, and the reasons that I bought yesterday. Nothing changes. The exact same plan as to how you would have caught this move up, exact same plan to how you would have caught this move up is the exact same thing you need to look for now on gold. Exact same thing. Top 2 favorite indicators target for every entry. I don't. So indications as to what to look for is these liquidity levels. That's my most important part. It's the same reason I was calling these levels on gold yesterday. Same as the levels that we were calling on NQ. Knowing where to buy gold into is very important. And the reason we were calling this yesterday, if you guys were here on the London stream, you would have made great money, is we were talking about a lot of people would have been selling here on gold, looking for this huge play up. And the reason we didn't short gold, sorry, about here, the reason we didn't short gold here is because if gold's going to have a true move down, for example, it's always going to come up and tag these highs. So our job is to buy up into these liquidity levels. So that is the most important thing to look for in every single trade I take. Same as here in Asia. We call these levels here in Asia. I don't trade Asia because I'm in Europe, but buying up into this liquidity level, that's what you want to be doing. You want to be taking advantage of this. Taking advantage of this. This is the one I took yesterday. I don't trade Asia, but this would have been a great one here today. Unfortunately, the London one here is just a bit too close. By the time you broke out, you're pretty much already at the highs. That's the reason I haven't taken this London push. But this is a very, very nice push. Very, very nice push. It's almost 200 ticks here on gold. Crazy. Crazy, crazy push. Crazy how I get tunnel vision being in this trade. Yeah, but try it. I mean, as long as you're trading, you're locking in some gains. Like, I guess keep following it. It's very, very, very bullish. So this was the potential level where you could pull back from, where you're just absolutely smashing it. So if you're still in it, fantastic. Good morning. Hi, Aaron. Hey, man. Following a high time frame grab or candle close, do you normally look for another liquidity grab on the lower time frame? Sometimes. I mean, it depends. It depends. You know, like my longs from yesterday, took these longs up yesterday. I think it was around this 3 o'clock candle. Took these longs up yesterday. The reason I took these longs isn't because I needed a lower time frame liquidity grab. It's because I had very clear targets. So at any opportunity, I'll look to get in. You know, if I drop down to lower time frame and I can see something like this happen, where you grab the lows and close bush, you know, I'll still take it. Even if this didn't happen here on gold, I would still be taking this candle because my upside targets were so key, and I was very confident. And I was happy to risk on the fact that people would be selling here, risking off this high. So even if I didn't have this, although it was a great confirmation I did have this because it gave me more confidence to take it, even if I didn't have this, I would still have bought this yesterday. So if you try and look for too many liquidity grabs, then you end up missing trades. Whereas this was good enough. You had that hourly closure above, hourly broke out, closed above, very clear targets. Take the trade. Take the trade. Yeah, nice one, Clay. Talk to you soon, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good trade today, man. Good trade. Good trade. Nice one, Mikey. Good job, man. Catch you on full margin Fridays. See you there, man. See you there. Look at this rip on gold, guys. Crazy rip. What's copper been up to recently? Remember, guys, you do have a US government shutdown ending today as well, so things can get pretty crazy here. Euro also squeezing higher. Look at this move on gold, you guys. If you're in it, fantastic. To me, buying gold, you know, maybe down here at 7 AM, ideally you would have been buying back down here in Asia. To buy this high is very risky. You know, it's easy to see this move up and go, damn, if I'd bought here, I would have taken this move up, but it's like, you didn't know this was going to happen. You could have anticipated this would happen a lot more confidently than this. So these are the moves that we want. Or this move here. Not trying to catch from here to here. That almost brings in a little bit of hope. But again, that's a good reminder as to why you don't want to short gold. That's the most important part. Is you don't want to be selling gold. Gold's very bullish. You want to be looking to continue gold. So if I want to continue buy gold, yeah, come down, grab some lows, potential fake out plays, and continue pushing. Yeah, probably, yeah, depending on where you were long from. Yeah, this could have just got your break even, which would be a good management place. Absolutely. Let's have a look at ES. ES not coming for the lows. Remember, if you break out on ES and NQ today, you could have some nice trades coming into New York. I like NQ back up into 25,750 and potentially much higher. Gold, remember, gold might be a little bit tough today, guys. It might be a little bit tough. Like I say, the day to trade gold was yesterday, and we had our levels planned out perfectly. Trading gold today could be a little bit tough, just with how much we have pushed, and no real upside. Like, all of our levels have been hit here on gold. All of our upside levels. We called the levels, you know, all the way up into these highs here. So, gold might require me to be a little bit patient today. I'm not looking to give back any of my gains from this push up just because I want to be in a trade here today. We've already had a great push, so, you know, maybe fire up a different account, trade smaller size, trade NQ. Wow, that's amazing, Chris. Trailing stop hit 250 ticks, $753 with micros. Ridiculous. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing, man. That's absolutely incredible. Great trade, man. Great trade. Where did you get it from? You got it from the from down in Asia, right? You got it from down here, or did you get it from here? Great trade, man. Thanks for the teaching, bro. Absolutely, man. 250 ticks is phenomenal. You got it from down here, I believe, right? Somewhere down there. Great trade, man. Great trade. Good to trail as well. This is a phenomenal push. You got the 15-minute fake out at 42115. 42115. Nice. Oh yeah, yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. 15-minute fake out after you also grab some lows. And what you got somewhere around here? That's a fantastic trade, man. Just two contracts, man. 2 contracts. That's a great trade, man. Fantastic trade. Actually done for the day, man. Done for the day, done for the week. It's a fantastic trade. All right, YouTube guys, there's not too much for me to say on gold, so I will keep it short and sweet today. Guys, remember we had some fantastic calls in the markets yesterday. I always say to you guys, you know, keep these levels to see how they play out for the rest of the day. Now, I am anticipating it could be a little bit of a quiet day here on gold. Obviously, you're having a great push here, but remember, where gold's coming into now is massive reversal levels. So you ideally want to be already buying up into these levels from much lower points. If you're not already in the longs, you know, getting in this high does feel a little bit like chasing the move, which I don't really think is necessary. I think price is going to pull back maybe into New York, and then you still could get some nice trades. I am going to be trading New York today, but I'm probably going to be more so watching NQ. I had a great gold trade yesterday, great gold trade the day before with our amazing liquidity levels, and now I pretty much will be very likely sitting on my hands today for gold and just letting it find its feet. If it continues pushing up, that's fine. It's been a fantastic week. It's been a great push. You're up close to 2,500 ticks, which is phenomenal. So for me to want to trade that high, the risk reward becomes a little bit off. So patience will pay on gold today, guys. And I will see you guys same time again tomorrow. Be following the NQ levels that we shared. And I'll see you guys in the YouTube chat for fast markets. Remember, guys, you have D coming on right after me as well. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Trade safe, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.